Hello, friends. I hope all my first grade friends are doing well today. Today, I thought it would be kind of fun to talk about Arctic animals because winter is coming and it's getting kind of cold. And so, this is a book about Alaska's animals, and it's called Far North in the Arctic. And so, we'll read this book today, and then after we read our book, we will do a drawing of one of our Arctic animals. And so these animals are from Alaska. We live in Ohio, that's our state, and Alaska is the farthest state in the north. It's very, very cold there. It gets very dark in the wintertime. I like the illustrations in this book. I think the paintings that Catherine Coons Finning did are really beautiful. All right. Okay, now I want you to remember, I'm not the music teacher, so I'm going to do my best, but bear with me. Okay, which way should I go? There we go. Okay. Far north in the Arctic, neath the midnight sun, lived an old mother beluga and her little calf one. Sing, said the mother, I sing, said the one. So they sang and they swing neath the midnight sun. Far north in the Arctic, where you'll find an igloo, lived a mother polar bear and her little cubs too. Growl, said the mother, we growl, said the two. So they growled and they prowled where you find an igloo. Far north in the Arctic, by the cold, cold sea, lived a mother snowshoe hare and her leverets three. Jump, said the mother, we jump, said the three. So they jumped and they thumped by the cold, cold sea. Arctic hares snowshoe hares are really neat because they change colors. They're brown in the summer to camouflage with the grass and the dirt and the trees and shrubs. And in the winter, their fur turns white. It's very neat, so they can camouflage in the snow. Far north in the Arctic, near an icy shore, lived a wrinkled mother walrus and her nieces four. Bellow, said the mother, we bellow, said the four. So they bellowed and they barked near the icy shore. Far north in the Arctic, where the air is alive, lived a mother Arctic wolf and her little pups five. Yip, said the mother, we yip, said the five. So they yipped and they yapped where the earth is alive. Far north in the Arctic, by the light of oil wicks, lived a mother snowy owl and her owlets six. Swoop, said the mother, we swoop, said the six. So they swooped and they shadowed by the light of oil wicks. Far north in the Arctic, in a red and green heaven, lived a Particle mom and her little chicks seven. Fly, said the mother, we fly, said the seven. So they flew and they grew in the little red and green heaven. So way up in the north, the sky sometimes you get northern lights, which are these beautiful colors that dance across the sky. Far north in the Arctic, by the Bering Strait, lived a mother Arctic fox and her little kits eight. Pounce, said the mother, we pounce, said the eight. So they pounced and they bounced by the Bering Strait. Pages started together. Sorry, guys. There we go. Far north in the Arctic, in an underwater line, lived a plump mother lemming and her little lemmies nine. Dig, said the mother, we dig, said the nine. So they dug and they hugged in an under snow line. Far north in the Arctic, where the dogs helped the men, lived a young mother husky and her little pups 10. Pull, said the mother, we pull, said the 10. So they G'd and they hawed where the dogs helped the men. Where the dogs sleeping in the snow. What I like about this book is that if you looked at the Arctic, a lot of times you wouldn't see anything at all, but there are so many different animals that live there and make their habitats there. And it's really fun to see all the different animals. Yeah. So we have beluga whales and polar bears and Arctic hares and walruses and Arctic wolves. Let me turn the page. and snowy owls and foxes and lemmings and huskies. What a neat book. Isn't that fun? Today I thought we would draw a polar bear. So if you get out a piece of paper and a pencil, that would be a good place to start. Okay, so I have my paper. Let me get my camera closer to the board so you can see it tacked up. And we have talked about how shapes help us to think about how things come together and how shapes help us to think about how things look when we draw them. So today we're going to draw a polar bear cub, and we're going to start. Let's see if I can get even closer so you can see better. Okay, we're going to start with the shape of the polar bear's head, and the shape of the polar bear's head is going to be a circle. So I'm going to draw myself a nice big circle on my page. Okay, and I want to draw as big as I can. It might not be perfect, but that's all right. I want you to do your best to draw a good circle. Okay, and feel free to pause the video if you need to draw your circle. All right, and then after I do my circle head, I'm going to do my ears. So I'm going to do two kind of half circles, one on this side and one on this side for my polar bear's ears. How does that look? Pretty good? Okay, and inside the ears, they have a little dark space. I'm going to go ahead and color it in, draw one there and one there for the little ears. All right, and let's go ahead and do the polar bear's eyes now. So I'm going to do kind of like lemon shapes. One on this side and one on this side. And after I do my eye shapes, I'm going to put in the pupil. And the pupil is a nice big round oval right in the middle. And we'll color that in black when we get out our crayons in a second. All right, I'm going to come down a little bit towards the bottom of my face here, and I'm just going to draw a little triangle-y nose. Okay, and then I'm going to draw one diagonal line that goes up there and one line that goes up there. Polar bears have long noses, and that kind of helps us to give the idea of the nose. And a little smile for my cub. One, two little curved lines, a little vertical line underneath there, and then one, two lines for his mouth. All right, and then the last thing I'll do is I'll do a one curved line that goes right off the edge of the page here, and one curved line that goes right off the edge of there. All right, and I have a little polar bear. Okay, I'm going to grab my crayons. Just a second. You should grab yours too if you have them. Okay, and if you have a black crayon, we're just gonna go ahead and do a little bit. If you don't have a black crayon, then a pencil works just fine for this too. But I'm just gonna go ahead and outline my lines, and I'm gonna color in my pupils here. So I'm starting with my eyes. I'm gonna outline my eyes here, and then I'm gonna color in my pupils. Okay, all right, I'm gonna outline my nose now and color in my nose nice and black. Now, again, if you don't have a black crayon or a black marker, it's no big deal. A pencil would work just fine for this too, wouldn't it? Yeah, but you can see that with a little, if I darken it up a little bit, that it starts to really look a little bit more like a little polar bear. Okay, I'm going to color in the black part of his ears here. Okay, and on this side too. All right, there we go. And I might outline his little ears on the top of his head. I kind of like the nice black outline. I think it gives it a good kind of sense of there. And I might go through and just give him, oops, I forgot his mouth. Don't forget his mouth. Ooh. And I might go through and just give him, kind of go a little bit lighter under his chin and give him a little bit of a shadow there. Okay, and you could do this with your pencil too. And then I might just make some little lines for his fur. Just a little bit. I don't have to do much. Maybe a little bit on his forehead here. And a little bit on his cheeky cheeks. And maybe even a little bit on his ears. It's up to you. You can do that or you don't have to. Totally up to you. Okay. When you are done, what I would like you to do is if you have a pair of scissors, I would like you to cut him out or her out. Cubs can be boys or girls, right? Cut out your cub, your polar bear cub, your baby polar bear. If you don't have scissors, then you can stop here, and that's okay. This will work just fine if you don't. But if you do have scissors, I'd like you to cut out your polar bear, go really carefully around the edge. I know that this is something that as first grade friends we're always working on, is getting better on our cutting skills. So it's good to practice that if you have your scissors. And then I sent home one of these blue pieces of paper in your art pack. If you have some glue from the beginning of the year, or if you have other glue, or if you have tape, or some way to connect your polar bear and your blue paper, that would be really good. Let me put some glue. I'm just going around the outline of my bear here. So around the outside of his head and his ears and around his shoulders and around his body there. Got a little glue on the board. Oops. It's okay. It'll wash off. All right. And then I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to line up my cub so he touches the very bottom of the paper. So it looks like he's just peeking up. And he goes, hello, hello, first grade friends. I am a baby polar bear, and it is nice to see you today. All right, there's my baby polar bear. Doesn't he look so cute? He looks so cute. What a cute polar bear. All right, and then the last thing you can do, if you have a white crayon, I think this will work best for this. If you don't have a white crayon, you can use your pencil, or you could use a blue marker or a purple marker, or you could use, I don't know, whatever you wanted. But I think it'll be really fun to draw some snowflakes behind our little polar bear to show the snow coming down. So let me show you how I do that. This is the way I like to draw snowflakes. If you have a different way you like to draw snowflakes, then go for it. But I like to do an X. So I start off with an X shape, and then I draw a vertical line down the middle and a horizontal line through, and that gives me a little snowflake shape. Now, if I want to get a little fancy, I can also add some little dots out there to make my snowflakes look fancy, but you don't have to. I just do X, vertical, horizontal, X, vertical, horizontal, X, vertical, horizontal. And if you have some snowflakes that are really far away, you can just do little dots too. That works too, doesn't it? Little tiny dots that are far away snowflakes. Because our polar bear likes to live in the snow and swim in the cold water and eat fish. So I'm going to go ahead and finish him up there. All right, and that's my polar bear friend. I hope you guys had a good time drawing and making polar bears. And if you'll go ahead and turn in a picture of your polar bear to my Google Classroom. I can't wait to see him. All right. Thank you, guys. Please let me know if you have any questions. And there is a video in your Google Classroom about polar bears. If you'd like to learn some more about polar bears, I really encourage you to watch that. And I'll see you next week. Next week, we will be using scissors and glue again. So make sure you bring the art paper that I sent home. And if you have your scissors and glue, bring that to class next week. Okay, bye, friends. Take care.